Prime Minister Modi is in Moscow for the 22nd India-Russia summit. This is the first visit to Russia since the beginning. This is Modi's first visit to Russia since the beginning of the Russia-Ukraine war.
Right, and upon arrival, Prime Minister Modi received a grand welcome by President Vladimir Putin. This two-day trip is also Prime Minister Modi's first bilateral visit since he returned to power for a third term.
On day one, jubilant Indian diaspora and Russian dance groups danced to greet Prime Minister Modi. Modi also interacted with a large gathering of Indian community members at the hotel in Moscow.
Later, President Putin hosted a private dinner for Prime Minister Modi at his suburban residence of Novo-Ogaryovo.
ये मेरा औपचारिक निवास है मैं यहाँ पे रहता हूँ यहाँ पे मेरा ऑफिस है जहाँ पे मैं अपने सहकर्ताओं में काम करता हूँ.
Now, on the second day of his visit, Modi will co-chair the 22nd Annual India-Russia Summit with Putin. The duo will hold extensive talks, both one-on-one and with delegations. Modi has also said in a social media post that the talks will surely go a long way in further cementing the bonds of friendship between India and Russia.
The two leaders are expected to discuss regional and global developments of mutual interest. Defense, investment, energy cooperation, education and culture will top the agenda of the bilateral talks. Prime Minister Modi will also talk about Indians who were quote-unquote misled into joining the Russian army in its war against Ukraine. He is expected to demand the earliest release of these people from the Russian military. Till now, at least 4 Indians have been killed amid the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war.
According to Indian government sources, solution to the Ukraine-Russia war can't be found on the battlefield. Key economic announcements will be made after Modi and Putin hold bilateral talks on Tuesday.
Remember, Moscow remains a key supplier of oil and weapons to India, but Kremlin's isolation from the West and blooming friendship with Beijing have impacted its partnership with New Delhi. In recent years, Western powers have also cultivated ties with India while pressuring it to distance itself from Russia.
After Russia, Prime Minister Modi will leave for Austria. This would be the first visit to the nation by an Indian Prime Minister in 40 years. Now, Prime Minister Modi's visit to Russia has got the Indian diaspora excited as well.
Of course, the Indian leader is all set to hold in-person interactions with them today as well at the Carlton in Moscow.
Now, of course, at the Carlton, Moscow, Modi fever is in the air. The Indian diaspora came out in numbers to welcome the Indian Prime Minister.
And our principal diplomatic correspondent Siddhant Sibal spoke to members of the Indian diaspora on India-Russia ties and what it means to be from the Indian diaspora in Russia. Listen to this.
Everywhere in the world, after Mr. Modi coming as a Prime Minister, our Indians have been really taken to the different heights. You know, our love, our friendship is getting to different heights. So Russia was always the best friendship. Now they are one of the best friendship, you can say. So our heights have gone to the different level. Our culture has grown over here. After Narendra Modi, we know Yoga Day. This year, Yoga Day was celebrated with more than 150,000 people on one day. So this has happened in Russia with more than 75 yoga schools participating. So this was something, you have to agree that we have gone to the next level. We celebrate Indian Independence Day in Russia, which is known as India Day. India Day has a 4-day event with 12 hours every day, and we have got more than 2 million people visiting. So you can understand how much these people like.
How do you see India's foreign policy being Indians here in Russia?
I feel like the difference between India's in the West and India's Russia is the relationship that is given back by the country. So Russia, as soon as you say you're Indian, they're your first priority in any way, any possible. As soon as you say you're Indian, they will do anything to help you out, which you won't find in the West. Let's be very honest with you. Here, Russia's first priority is India, and they aim to keep that forever. That's the difference, I would say, between the West and living here in Russia.
Any closing comments on similar topic?
Absolutely, I do agree with her. Like, even if I like somebody, I'm walking on the street and people recognize, hey, you're from India. And they're like, they just treat you like their own. So it's the best feeling which we have over here as Indian. And we're very thankful to Indian government that, yes, today we can call ourselves like this.